Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in everybody. Today, I'm going to be discussing all of the Greenheart items in the Bazaar and ranking them in a tier list. Now previously, I ranked most of these items, and I made way too early predictions about them. Today I'm going to be discussing where each of these items actually ended up. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe. Let's get into it. Starting with S tier. S tier is going to be broken / meta defining. A tier is quite good. Solid. You're never going to be mad at the A item. You're going to run it in a lot of builds, just not necessarily every build. Or you're not going to want to force it like you would with an S tier item. B tier, reasonable. Some builds like it. A lot of builds like it. Not as commonly seen as A. C is either like a pivot piece or a niche piece. And D is basically unplayable. Let's get into it. So, all the dually and Mac items I previously rated, so I can re-rate them again, which is pretty exciting. So, back in the day, before it got nerfed, I on release rated Primal Core A tier. Now, at the time, I would say that was fairly accurate. People viewed it that way. I don't know, I think lately the way dinos have shaped up, and after nerf of this from 50 to 30 damage, I think it's C tier. Maybe this is unpopular. I don't think it's that good. I think it's one of the weaker dino pieces. I think it's bad. Dino Disguise, when it came out, I thought it would be B tier. I thought it would be a nice little dino piece. Currently, I think it's D tier. I think it just doesn't provide enough shield. If you're running dinos, you want to just be running only dinos, basically. Not good enough. D tier. One of the worst items of this expansion. Dino Saddle. Now, when this came out, I had it at B tier. I'm gonna put it at A now. I think the flexibility it offers you is you can do some pretty cute stuff with it. Giving a, your best item multicast is pretty good. And for that, I think it's pretty good. I think it's more of a cute item, like you run it in kind of cute ways, not necessarily with like specific synergies, but you can give basically anything multicast with this and thruster, so pretty good. Before release, I had Dinosaur at S tier. It got nerfed, and it's still S tier, in my opinion. This item is crazy. Even though it's a little bit slower, half second slower now, it's still arguably your best dino right now, either that or Rex Specs if you're running Dino Dually. I think it's nuts, still worthy of an S tier in my opinion. Flintstones. Before it came out, I had Flintstones at C tier. In reality, it was probably about a B or A tier. It turned out it did a ton of burn very, very early in the game. Right now, I think it's way too slow. I think it can be a good item in the right setup, but honestly, I'm gonna give it a D tier. I don't think it's good at all. Trollosaur. When this came out, I had it at C tier. Was I right? Probably more of a B. I didn't really realize how good it could be just because it destroyed things, and especially with old Momosaur and Dianosaur. I think it was probably a B at the time, maybe an A. Right now, just because of how good dinos are, I don't know. I still don't feel like... I'll put it in A. It's not like your best dino by far. I think, again, this is better. Rex Specs is better. But it destroying something is super nice, so it probably deserves an A just because of the strength of dinos, but I think it is your weakest destroy dino in my opinion. Tanky Anky. When this came out, I had it at A tier. It was actually an S tier when it came out. It was super broken. Right now it's an A. I don't think it's as broken as people think it is. It gives shielded to all of your dinos, but really it's not helping you scale. And I don't know, it's good, but I don't think it's like the breaking dino piece. I think what breaks dinos is destroying your whole board and also doing a bunch of damage really fast with SAR. My opinion, I think it's A tier. When it was broken, or, when it came out, it was S tier though. Rex Specs, when this came out, it was D tier. And that's what I predicted, and I was right. Now it's S tier. I think this is the best dino. Maybe that or SAR. This thing just destroys items so fast and scales so heavily. And all of its enchants are insane. One time I went against a, multicast Rex Specs with freeze. Its freeze enchant freezes for 7 seconds. That was horrible. Multicast destroyed 2 items and god, it was awful. Crude Tools. When this came out, I thought it was going to be an A tier item. I would say it was pretty on the money. This item is so good. Now, it is a little situational for an A tier item, but you can run at any point in the game and just take a second off of your core. Whatever tech core you're running or whatever good tech item you're running. Battery. Anything like that, it just takes a second off of it. Honestly, the fact that it charges is bonus, but it would be super good even just for taking a second off of your core or whatever. Very, very strong item. A tier then, A tier now. Temporal Navigator. I thought this was going to be an S tier item when it came out because of the econ. I think in actuality, it's probably a B. I don't know. I haven't been as high on like econ items as much. I think I used to really, really rate things like ATM on Pig. Now I don't rate it as much. I often find a lot of times those things are sellable for better items in the shop. Temporal Navigator was one of those for me. I never felt super blown away. I also never felt super inclined to run a bunch of relics energy on Dooley. So for that, I think it's B tier. Still a good economy item, but not the most broken thing in the world like I thought it would be. When it came out, I thought Blank Slate would be an A tier. I'm gonna say it was a C tier. It was probably the best of the quest items when it came out. And then it became S tier very quickly when it got buffed. And now it settles a little more towards C tier. In my experience right now, Blank Slate's just way too clunky to get it working. And then when it does get it working, it doesn't feel that good in my opinion. Sure, it charges, but the freeze enchant on it doesn't feel good. Or sorry, not enchant, but the freeze buff doesn't feel very good. I don't know. I think Blank Slate is super weak. Conduit. When it came out, I predicted Conduit would be C tier. It was a D tier. The old quests were way, way too hard to pull off. Now it got buffed, and I think it's probably the best quest item. In my opinion. Actually, sorry, second best. The regen is insane. If you can get this thing to upgrade very early so you get your multicast like day 2, day 3, and I've run into some of those, GG. Like it's broke. Like you're gonna win like the first 5 days. Or if you have any good way to combo regen with this thing early, GG. This thing will just farm your early game for you on Mac. It's crazy regen. You can solo Lich with this item alone, basically. It's crazy. Not S tier because it can fall off and you can't absolutely burst it like it doesn't seem to scale, but it's really, really strong. Let's see, next up we have Eternal Torch. Now Eternal Torch, I gave it the same treatment. I thought it was C tier when it came out. Now I think it's B tier. My experience with Torch is that it's very good if you can get it online, if you can get it multicasting. If you can get it to the point where it's multicasting, it's insane. It does so much damage so quickly. However, it is kind of a bitch to get it online. You have to get all the burn items to buy. But then also, it's really hard to get 75 burn on it, because if you're burning so much that you can stack up this weapon, or I guess item, whatever, like your opponent's probably dead. It's really hard to get this thing multicast, but it's so crazy if it is. So, and also just because of that, it doesn't fit into every sort of build, but it is really, really strong if you can get it going. Idol of Decay, I rated it C tier at the time. I think it's C tier now. I'm not super impressed by Idol of Decay. I'm more like going the Life Conduit route and hoping for a good enchant. Idol of Decay, the damage just doesn't really blow me away. I don't know. Maybe it's unpopular. Maybe you guys disagree. I don't know. I don't really like it. Didn't like it then. I don't like it now. Sands of Time, I think is goated. At the time, I thought Sands of Time would be B tier. And then I believe it got buffed and then nerfed. Maybe it just got nerfed. I don't know. Sands of Time I think is S tier. I think it's the best quest item for Mac for sure. You can do lots of femur synergy. You can also just throw it next to Life Conduit. You can just... It's so good. It literally can like solo freeze their whole board. It's crazy. And there's tons of relics to run it next to. Like you can just throw a spider nace next to this thing and go crazy. This thing is awesome. Super, super good. It slows their whole board. And it scales so well too. And it works really well if you go to Curio and get any of the items that when you sell you boost slow duration. Insane. And you have it the whole game. Oh my god, I can't tell you how much I love this item. Even without multicast, it's so good, dude. It's so good. Okay. Frost Totem. When it came out, I thought it would be B tier. I would say it was probably C tier just due to how bad the quest items were. Maybe D tier, just how hard it was to get 10 Frost items. Or maybe it was 5 at the time. I don't know. Now, it got buffed to S tier, and then they had to nerf it back. I think it's a... I'm gonna give it C tier. I don't think it's super amazing. Like, it doesn't really, really blow me away. And I don't know. I just don't think it has the same amount of impact like Sands of Time does. And also, it's like, it always freezes for the same amount. It just reduces the cooldown. I think it's really hard to get this thing to max value, in my opinion. Soulstone, at the time it came out, I thought it would be C tier. It was definitely a D tier. It was a 6-second cooldown when it came out, and took forever to, you know, get going. Now I like it as B. I think it's a really nice item. It's a very low second relic if you're putting it next to things like Sands of Time that, you know, go off when you use, or charge when you use relics. So I actually quite like it now. Not always, but it can be like a really nice tie-in piece for these relic builds. And it also does everything. So it synergizes, it can like regen for this item, it can burn for this item, it can freeze for this item, it does everything. I like it a lot. This guy, what do you call it? Tomb of the Ancient? I thought it would be a D tier item when it came out. I was right. Now, I'm gonna say C. I think it's kind of just like the most fringe quest item. I'm actually gonna say D, comparing it to these. I think it's the hardest to make this thing fit. No, I'm gonna say C, because it is runnable, but I think it's the hardest to make work with the other quest items. Like, I think I would it's easier for me to make Idle Decay work or Frost work than it is for the Tomb. So, again, I was right when it came out, but now it's probably C just because these items are a little better. Tools. When these came out, I thought it would be A tier. I'm changing. I think it's S tier now. This thing is a crazy enabler. If you want to make this thing go to like a 3-second cooldown or a 2-second cooldown, just run tools. Every time tools goes off, it'll basically charge this thing to full. Or like charge any of your relics. This thing is crazy. Small item, 3 seconds charge something for a crap ton. I love this item. This thing's a crazy enabler. Oh my god, I love this thing. It's so good, dude. S tier. Let's see. Maybe not S tier. Like, cause like I'm not gonna say Mac is necessarily the strongest right now, but these items are just crazy to me. Macroscope. I'm gonna put it in C tier. When it initially came out, I thought it would actually be an A tier item. I think now it's just a little clunky, a little slow. I think it's very, very good with Femur, not good with much else. Okay, when it came out, Flame Coil Gem, I had it at A tier. Because I was like, you can sell this, and you can get an enchant. That's where I have it now. Or I had it at S tier, sorry. I was wrong, I would say A tier. Because I didn't know that there would be an item coming that when you sell it, give Obsidian. So, but yeah, if you get this relic from the vault, you're not mad at it at all. You can, I don't think it's worth running as an item on your board most of the time, but you can just sell it and it gives an enchant. Very good, you're not mad at that at all. Poison version of the same item. I don't even know how to pronounce this, I'm not gonna try. It's this item, but with poison. It's an A tier. Giving anything poison is pretty good. This one is the nutty one that I didn't know existed. Darkstone, is that Focuser? Darkstone Focuser. When you sell it, it gives Obsidian. I honestly didn't even know this had an effect other than that. I've never looked at the effect because every time I got this, I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna give my powder keg Obsidian. I'm just gonna give my best thing Obsidian. This thing is crazy, dude. It's so strong to be able to sell this, give your best thing Obsidian. I love this thing. Probably my favorite relic from the vault. Blaze Hollow Warden is one of those ones that I think it's a little hard to rank. I'm gonna say B. It's one of those ones that in the right boards where you're burning a lot, it can be a lot of scaling for your board for sure. But I don't think it fits into every board, but it's not bad. Definitely not bad. It did get nerfed, so maybe it used to be better. I don't know. I think it's a little clunky, and you obviously don't like are able to often like throw it into relic or poison builds, whatever. But I think it's pretty solid, and it's kind of niche. So when you can run it, it's very good, but I don't think you can always run it. Same here with the poison version. When it's good, you can run it with like Poppy Field or something. But like most of the time, I don't feel like you can run it, so it's not like A or S tier, but it's very strong if you can. Same here, Darkstone Engine. This one, it's like, it works so well in like weapon spam builds. You just give like your whole board Obsidian basically. That's very strong, but it's situational, where it's like you can just plug and play these into basically any board. Like these 3 enchant items, you can literally throw this on like any board, you know what I mean? That's insane. Especially Obsidian, where it's like these, they can be really strong in the right circumstances, but don't fit into everything. Ice Watch Warden, it fits that same B tier treatment, where it's like, this can be really good with like a Nitro Hammer, or just like other ways. Actually, I'm gonna put this in C tier. In my opinion, like these will scale your board, but this can be a little clunky to run, in my opinion, just because like, it's really hard to get the relic triggers next to it. It can be really good in a board with like Conduit, Sands of Time, that kind of stuff. In general though, I think it can be really hard to get a bunch of relic triggers, just as a general like overnote. So, I don't think it's amazing. It is really good at free synergy obviously, but not super busted in my opinion. When it came out, I thought the Null Frost Altar would have been B tier, and I still think it's B tier. I think it's one of those things where it's really situational. In a way, it is kind of like we have Jabalian Drum at home, or we have 28-hour fitness at home. Right now, it's kind of the same thing. It's also very good with Nitro Hammer. Nitro Hammer is the really breaking synergy, but unless you have explicitly Nitro Hammer, or you're like, you know, the other synergies I mentioned, it's okay. It's 50 gold, you know what I mean? I don't know. And by the way, for the legendary relics, they would all get moved up a tier if you consider the fact that you can sell any of them for 50 gold. I'm not considering that. This is B tier. Spirit Diffuser, I'm gonna give it C tier. This is a weird one. When it came out, I thought it would be B tier. I'm gonna drop it to C. for now. I think it's... The only use I found is when I miss on all the other relics from the vault, and then I have one item that I really want to charge, and so I throw a spirit diffuser in. Like, I've had moments where I had a really awkward powder keg board, and powder keg was my only enchanted item, and I was like, sure, I'll throw in spirit diffuser. I whipped on everything else. So then my powder keg got charged a lot, and I won. But it's really clunky. I don't know. That's kind of the only use I can think of it. I don't think I've ever seen anybody run this against me, and I've only tried to use it like twice, and I am like 50% win rate on it, I guess. And even in that powder keg build, I sold it immediately after. C tier. Now we have the actual monster drops from the different monsters. Forgotten God, I think D tier. Just clunky, doesn't poison enough. I think it's got weird synergies. I'm sure there's a build that'll break this. I haven't found it. D tier. Shell. Even if you have a ton of poison in your build, maybe you have Poppy Field or something, I don't know. It doesn't shield enough. Barely any shielding, unless you find a way to scale this. If you found a way to scale this with like Poppy Field, boom, huge. But no, this is bad. And I'm gonna be honest. Ethergy Conduit. I have never seen anybody play this ever. I have never gotten this item ever. I am going to go off the eye test here, off of what the text of the item says, and I'm gonna say I think it's too slow, it doesn't scale fast enough, and if I ever were to get it, I would think it's D tier. I don't think it's good enough at all. Anyways, guys, that is all the items ranked. You know, kind of went over my old opinions, kind of went over my new opinions. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you found this informative, please drop a like and subscribe below. Beyond that, guys, a new season coming out very, very soon. I will be streaming both here and on Twitch, and I'll have lots of YouTube videos coming out for that. Beyond that, guys, I hope you guys are doing well. Really, really care about you guys. Want to see you guys all succeeding, happy, smiling. So, take care of yourselves. Do something nice for yourself. Have a good day, guys. You know, be nice to each other in the comments. Be mean to me if you want. Do whatever. But take care of yourselves. Make yourselves happy. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one. Be safe.
I'm just trying to get this